You said when anger appears, you become the anger. I say when anger appears, you are that anger. And let me try to clarify that in a way that you can recognize what I mean. And this has to do with the section of the book about non-duality, full circle. Did you guys read the full circle part of the book? Okay, so we believe there is two. There is God and me, or there's the absolute and form, or there's awareness and the body. There's separation there. There's two. Or in, I don't know if you're familiar with Ramana Maharshi and the Indian teachings, but there's the big self and the little self, which is ego. We believe that's called duality. Well, it comes to pass that that's not really what's happening here. All there is, and I'll say some words, but then I'll bring it back to you. So if you're on holiday right now, you have a holiday, you recognize this pure being here and now?
Oh, yeah.
That's clear for you?
Yeah.
Now, you may feel that that pure being is separate from the body-mind organism or something like that. Or in the words of a spiritual Indian spirituality, that's the big self. And the little self is the appearance, it's Ulrika and Ulrika's thoughts. That's the small self, ego. But what I say is this: when you recognize blown wide open, what you're recognizing is the self or God or the absolute. And this self, God, or absolute appears as Ulrika. I want to make this clear. So it's not separate from Ulrika. In this blown wide open knowing is not in itself an appearance, but as an appearance in this moment, it's Ulrika and whatever thoughts or emotions are happening right now. So this Ulrika, with whatever thoughts and emotions are happening right now, are not separate from the divine or God. They are the appearance of God. That, and everything in the world is the appearance of God. Therefore, I say when anger appears, it's you appearing as anger. Because another word for God is I. I blown wide open and I as Ulrika are one. There's someone else in history said that too. I, Jesus, and my Father are one, not two. So I, this appearance of Ulrika, is the divine. Like what if you see an ocean, right? You see the ocean, which we metaphor, the absolute is the ocean, still unmoving ocean. And on the surface of that ocean, what is that that's on the surface of the ocean?
The same.
What is
The
that thing?
wave. Mm.
Okay, but is that wave like this? Okay, I say, ask you again. If I point to this, what is that?
The wave, you mean?
Yes, what is it? If I point to it, what is it?
The ocean. Part of
Yes,
the ocean.
it
Mm.
is the ocean. It's ocean. It's not separate from ocean. It's ocean. And Ulrika is not separate from God. Ulrika is the appearance of God, like wave is the appearance of ocean. So I say when anger appears, that's what I am in this moment, anger appearing. Now, this goes to another part of the work, which is bhakti or devotion to truth. Once you recognize fully a holiday and see how profound this is, because and a holiday is really the end of everything, the end of your past and the end of your future, the end of lacking anything, the end of unfulfillment and discontent. The a holiday, the recognition is peace. It's called Satchitananda, existence knowing itself as peace. That's what a holiday reveals. Is that clear for you so far?
Yeah.
So once that's very clear and doubtless for you, and you really see the value of that, then naturally you're more inclined to open to that, not with any effort or doership, but because you know the value, and naturally you see that, and you see what happens when you go into the suffering. You suffer. So if you're devoted, as we all are, to the mind and to emotions and to the stories, we're very devoted to all of that stuff, then if we're devoted to the movements of the body and the world and the thoughts and the emotions, because obviously we're devoted, because a lot of our attention goes there. So obviously we're devoted to that. Well, then if you're devoted to that, then you go right along with that suffering and you participate. But if the more and more you're devoted to freedom, peace, truth, the more naturally you live that. But it's not a small thing. It's not you read the book, well, sometimes, but rarely. You read the book once and then it clicks in forever. It's a it's a you have to live this ongoingly. And you have to continually see the difference between going into the suffering and coming out into the sun of peace. And which do you prefer?